Pixar's back with his latest project that, honestly, you might not have heard of, but I'm here to let you know you want to check it out. Folks, let's jump into my review of the new film, Elio. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Elio, which is available right now in theaters. Pixar's latest project that, as I mentioned, honestly, you may not have heard of. And that's because this film, I felt like, was very criminally underpromoted. And I think back to D23 when it was announced, and then we got to see a little bit of it, and then obviously looking forward to D23 after that. Like, all right, well, we're going to get some news about it. You know, when we going to get some more? And I heard there was some rewrites and reshots of it, and they drastically changed the plot and whatnot. But from what I saw, I was like, this is impressive. And it is an original story, and that's what Pixar does well, always introducing you to new characters, new sort of like worlds, and then obviously new creatures, and always giving you a lot to work with, because Pixar, as we know, one of the best animated studios out there, brought us one of the best animated franchises of all time, Toy Story. You know, they continue to raise the bar for themselves, and they never disappoint, because the kids, they go in there and they love it, and I think the adults go in there and they gravitate to so much from the film. And whether you are a hardcore Disney or Pixar fan or animated fan, like, there's something about Pixar movies that are just always very intentional. And so with that, again, you could go in there and you could, you know, cut your brain off and just enjoy it. Or you could go in there and you could start to like look for the deeper purpose, the meanings that are within all the different things that happen with the film and the plot. And, you know, listen, this is Pixar at its best. Elio really truly introduces a fresh, imaginative universe with heartfelt laughs, a meaningful life lesson for all ages, truly. And the line, "We are alone," boy, does it hit. It lands this powerful emotional weight that resonate long after the credits roll. And like, while that was one of my favorites, there's many of those type of lines that you just, when you hear it, you know it's like metaphorical for something greater than what's happening in the film. But in this and all that, the plot of the film is about this young boy Elio. Like, he is a space fanatic. And he's not only does he have an appreciation for space and extraterrestrial life forms, but also sometimes he feels like he doesn't belong here. And that's like, again, something that people resonate with. You know what I mean? Not feeling misplaced, not knowing your place, and so on. But with that, though, you know, he also has a lot of personal challenges. You know, fitting in with the right crew. You know, kind of being an outsider at times. He's lost both of his parents, so he's, you know, starting this new relationship in life with his aunt. And then along with that, he feels like he's destined to be in the skies. And with that, he finds himself on a cosmic misadventure where he must form new bonds with alien life forms to navigate a crisis in intergalactic portions, and somehow discovers who he truly is meant to be. So, like, yes, sign me up. Let's talk about the production here. It's super colorful. I mean, I would recommend seeing this in IMAX and in 3D. I mean, they nailed it with the animation, and I know that's not saying a lot because, of course, it's Pixar. So, yes, of course they did their thing. But, like, I was really fascinated out the gates with the visuals with this. And with everything that is so bright and bubbly, yes, it does tackle it has good messages and meanings around grieving. And I thought that's like a good way to kind of help kids get introduced to something that's inevitable, you know? And again, with that, you know, him losing both his parents and wanting to leave Earth and run from it all, I mean, there's something to be made with that as well, too. Now, really quickly, before I forget, the voice acting crew here. So Yonas Kibreab, I believe how you say his name. He's definitely a younger and new actor, should I say. I'm not super familiar with his work. But just kind of taking a look at his credits, he's in Sweet Tooth, which I've never seen, and Obi-Wan Kenobi as a Jedi youngling, which you could imagine the fate of that character. But also you have his auntie, voiced by Zoe Saldaña, so you can't go wrong there. And then Remy Edgerly, who voices Elio's new spacely creature of a best friend, Glordon, who's honestly fantastic. And really quickly looking at Remy's credits, who's also very young and just getting started in her career, has done work with Sing 2, SEAL Team, and Hell of a Ball. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes out on their future, man. They did a fantastic job with our lead cast, and there's other folks as well, but just to spotlight them. And let me just say that when it comes down to these sort of stories and these characters, these bonds, you really do feel the emotion amongst these parents and the different times that they work with one another. Also, Garrett, who voices Lord Grigon, who's the father of Glordon, he's stern. He fantastic performance here with his voice acting here. But yeah, he's an interesting character as well. But anyway, going back to some of the other things with this, I think that what you're really gonna like about this film is that it's unpredictable in a refreshing way. Like there's jokes in there you wasn't expecting, and with the humor within the dialogue, it lands pretty good. I think that the different heavy topics that they cover, I thought they covered them in a good consumable way that adults will get it, obviously, but kids can also consume it in a way that may spark questions. So it's a good little family bonding movies. Besides the fun and everything that happens, it may open up for questions and conversations that maybe have needed to be had. And I think about the halfway mark of the movie is really when it pulls on the emotion. So like the first part of the film is a fun adventure. It's very colorful and it's such a blast and it's visually stimulating, but ultimately just like the things that are occurring and how it's happening is really good. They do space really good in this film. But like I said, there's a lot of little sayings in this film. "Goodbye, I love you" is a very strong one. That hits on a lot of layers, shall I say? And you'll find yours when you go see it. And then there is a mid-credit scene, and there is a end-credit scene, which is promotional, some promotional work for the new Project Hoppers. Which they also talked about at D23, which seems to be Pixar's next upcoming project. So overall, this is a must watch. I really enjoyed this film. I promise you I'm not over exaggerating for any particular reasons that you all may think. I think this is just a good film that, like, we understand Pixar. Pixar does animation good. It gives you these stories that are just way beyond just the idea of going to have fun and walking away saying it's a good movie. Like, we really do have to come to the realization that Pixar is making generational movies that will entertain you today and hit on so many levels for years to come. And this is just another one that's no different. So again, Toy Story, when you look at Inside Out, these are the type of films that they're going to put out, and with top tier visuals, a score that's probably one of my favorite scores to date. You're going to have a good time. You will be emotional, but you certainly will have a good time. You will enjoy it for all ages, and you definitely want to check it out. So check out Elio because it needed more promotion. Don't know why they dropped the ball here, but they definitely got one, and it's certainly one you want to go out the way to check it out. With all the good films that are coming out, this is one you want to put on your list. So yes, check it out. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about Elio once you check it out. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content here at Big Gold Belt Media very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.